To look at the very first historical things I ever made. So today is the first day of Fall for Costume 2025 and the theme is firsts, and I still have them and mostly they still fit. My body's changed. It's been 5 years since I started, so the very first things I made were Regency, and I was very optimistic and I made a chemise, this one, and the stays myself. These were the very first things I made, and for the most part, they still work. I made the bust too big. I actually initially made it too small, and then I tried to fix it, and I was too ambitious. So now I have to take in the gores a bit so that it fits better. It's been solid, I think, 2 to 3 years since I last wore these, and I've gained some weight since then, so they're more tight than they used to be, but like I said, for the most part they still work. Then the second thing I made was a petticoat. Again, I wanted to make the whole outfit, so I made the chemise and the stays. I made the chemise sleeveless. I have seen some sleeveless chemises since then, but I don't know to what degree they were popular. To me it just made sense, but yeah. And this is all machine sewn. These are not hand sewn at all, but I did flat fell the seams and did things as properly as I could. And this was my second year sewing in general, so I was very young. And this is a petticoat that I made also as a first. And this is a really nice petticoat. I made it really well. I put like a flounce on the bottom, and the only thing I decided to make the back gathering set, so it looks like a drawstring, but it isn't. That was an interesting decision on my part. But yeah, let's put this on. So it's gathered to my bust measurement, so it's a bit hard to get over the bust, but it fits well afterwards. And it's an underbust petticoat. This was again, very Regency proper. I'm currently in the process of making a bodiced petticoat. So a petticoat that has this top attached to it, so you don't need to wear stays underneath or anything. This is my petticoat, and again, it still works. It still looks good, aside from some, questionable closure decisions. And then I have the very first Regency dress I made, which is a bib front, apron front, however you want to call it. It is not ironed because I haven't worn this in 4 years. And I don't even know if it still fits because, again, I've gained some weight since then. But it has the curved back seams. I think that these are a bit more curved than they're supposed to be, like if historically accurately they were more straight across, but I was doing my best with what I could find as references, so let's see if this still fits. Now, a bib front gown or an apron front gown is a gown that, as you can see, is open in the front and then ties closed. It has this underbust placket that holds it closed, and then you just, I put buttons in to close it, so you usually would have pins instead of buttons, and then it has ties that tie in the back, and I forgot to pull mine out. I think I just tore the loop out, but whatever. It still ties. I put in like the belt loops in the back so that they keep the ties elevated. It still fits. Yay. So yeah, and that's my very first Regency dress. It's not ironed, so it is a bit longer naturally, but now it's wrinkled. But you can see that even as a beginner, I already had the signature of the things I love. So you have the lace, because I love lace. I have my tulip sleeves, which I adore to this day. If I can get away with putting in tulip sleeves, I will. I think that as far as the changes I would make to this dress, the bib is a bit too low open. I would close it a bit higher, because now it sort of sits, when it's ironed, it sits more nicely. But yeah, this dress, and I think it maybe has shrunk in the wash since, again, if it was pressed and ironed, it would be better. But I think that I still look damn good. And this is the first thing I've ever made.